Welcome back to all my returning employees, and welcome to X-Tax for all my new employees. And then there's some that never left. So for you that are here year round, just sit tight and hopefully you'll learn something from this. There might be a few things that we haven't discussed. So let's begin here. So PTIN, right? This is both for tax preparers and support. I just combined it. I know it's a little late, so a lot of this stuff you may already know, but there may be a few things that we haven't discussed yet. So PTIN registration for tax preparers. Hopefully everyone's got their PTIN that can get one. If not, I guess let Porter or Ethan know, or myself. Computers. Obviously computers, we don't want to have any viruses. So if you find yourself having to see something online, use your phone and not the computer. We just don't want any viruses, don't want to take the chance that could end our business. Cell phone usage. So for X-Tax staff, don't do it around the clients, keep it to a minimum. Make sure there's nothing to do before you jump on your phone. And we're gonna talk about that a little later in this orientation too. For X-Tax clients, I don't care if they use their phones. For the most part, it doesn't interrupt any of the tax prep process. It's a daily function, so I don't have a problem with it. Dress code, we want to be, we're pretty casual around here, just no blue jeans. Ball caps seem to be the thing now. So we have X-Tax caps. We've ordered some. If you guys want some, talk to Jeff. He's part of that ordering process. So, and just wear them frontwards, not backwards. For uniforms, we should have enough for everybody. If we don't, again, I think Jeff is the person in charge of this. So upstairs we have all the shirts, sweatshirts, quarter zip jackets. So try to wear that as much as possible so we can look like a team. And then plus we have so many people running around here, so then the clients will know who's working here and who's not. And I believe we now have name badges too, so we want to wear those also. Payroll, it's every other Wednesday. A lot of you guys have already gotten paid. You can look, if you need to look at your wage detail, actually, I'd like you to. Obviously, you guys know how to punch in, punch out. Also, look at your employee hours. If you don't know how to do that, ask someone who's been here. Just because I do payroll on Sunday, usually Sunday morning. So if you don't have your hours in, you're not getting paid. And if you haven't learned already, if you forget to punch out, Adam punches you out and gives you 0 hours for the day. So definitely monitor it, monitor your hours. I want to pay you, but once I do payroll, it's done and you're not going to get paid till the next pay period. So definitely make sure you're tracking that, because it's easy to forget to punch in or punch out. And if you did, I guess you can go to Porter or you can go to Ethan and he'll correct, or she will correct your time. Location, obviously we just have one location now. If you didn't know that, that's big news. So Southside Cedar is closed. So we still want to get those clients over here so they can, it's not that far to come. It's like a 15-minute drive. There's a bus stop right out front. They can send us the documents remotely. So we don't want to lose those clients. So phone staff, for sure, you're going to have to sell that to get them over here. We still have all their client data because it's all stored in one location to begin with. So they won't have to start over or anything like that. But otherwise, the main office, the only office, is 4600 West Saginaw, 3 blocks east of the Lansing Mall. So if your support staff, make sure you can give directions so they can get here. The X-Tax website, please go to the website at least. I'm going to show you now, so at least you'll see it, but be familiar with it because that's how we get new clients. We are also, a lot of our clients go there to get to the client portal. New clients request appointments through there, and we have a new one under construction. So I'm going to show it real quick. This is our current website. They can ask us questions, they can get their client forms, schedule appointment, and right up here is the client login. That's how they get to the portal. This is the one that's under construction. Hopefully we'll get it soon. So it's a little more modern looking. You scroll down here, things slide, the page moves a little bit. It tells us the story of, with X-Tax is basically we're typically less expensive than the national firms. And then we do things very quickly, we're very efficiently, and we're open year round. So that's kind of what the website's trying to explain to new clients. Parking here at the West Saginaw location. So you guys have been parking in the parking lot. Once we start getting busy, which I'm thinking it'll be next week, January 22nd, I'll have you guys, and I'll send a message out, have you guys park. It's between Chase Bank, which is right across from us, and then Quality Dairy. There's a big parking lot there. You can park there. You can also park on the street. So whichever one you prefer, but just don't park in Chase Bank parking lot. So the parking lot is between Chase and Quality Dairy, because we've had some people park at Chase, and that's not where you can park. That's their parking lot. Hours of operation, once we start getting busy, which should be the week of 22nd, we're going to switch to 9 to 6:30 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturday. Breaks, we don't have any specific breaks, like if you're at GM or something. So you just take them as needed. You're not going to, most likely you're not going to, I wish I could keep you busy all the time, but it probably won't happen. We will get busier than what you're experiencing now. We better anyways. So, if you do take a break and we're very busy, try to do it quickly, because if you're not helping out, then someone else has got to pick up the slack. So anyway, if you smoke, just do it in the back. Try to stay away from the clients. If you find yourself not having anything to do, we always will have something for you to do. Depends on, like if you're a tax preparer, if you want to learn more, we can go beyond the scope of what we taught you already. So we can go beyond that. I mean, now I have access to Jim, who I'm sure all of you guys have met. He'd love to show you some more things, like if you want to get into rental properties or some depreciation, a little harder things that we will see as we get further through the season. So the more you know, the more valuable you are to X-Tax. So, and obviously a lot of you guys are students, so this is just a stepping point. It will also help you down the road when you leave X-Tax, I would think. Support people. Obviously, you're not going to learn taxes unless you want to. I mean, we're open to it. So we have Adam, which many of you guys know, that's also a company that I own. So we try to market and sell it to other CPAs, tax offices around the country. So we have this Adam mailer that we're working on. So we definitely would like help with that, as that's kind of like endless, as we can mail to thousands and thousands of potential clients. Anyway, we will have some support people helping out with that. Lunch, peak time, usually when we're so busy, we'll bring in lunch so you guys don't have to worry about it, because you can, just focus on doing tax returns, and it would be served obviously upstairs, most likely in our break room. If you obviously bring your own lunch in, if you like, whatever you want to do, but if you leave, please clock out. If you don't leave, typically that means you're going to eat your lunch fairly quickly, and then you're back working again, so you don't need to clock out. Use the break room or lunchroom, whatever you want to call it, upstairs if you can, especially if there's clients around, because they're just in and out, and your food might smell, so it'd be better to take it upstairs away from the clients. And then if we're not that busy, obviously I don't care if you're eating at your desk. Again, if it smells, do not eat in the office, go upstairs. And don't put your food in the trash. If you have a trash by your desk, put it in areas where the clients won't see it, like upstairs in the trash can. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do around as you go into where the call center is. There's a trash can there. I just wanted to make sure that doesn't overflow, because I take my clients back there. So trying to keep the trash out of the view of the clients. So if you see it overflowing, you can go dump the trash as easily as I can go dump the trash too. So the more you can help out, the more we appreciate it. So anyway, just don't want to have overflowing trash. If you see something like that, again, we don't want that for the clients to see. Security for shredding papers, we're putting those in the blue bins that say recycling. So they are going to get all shredded. So anything with socials, addresses, anything with client information on it, most likely anything with paper on it, just be safe. Just put it in those blue containers. Don't put it in the trash can. We've had problems in the past where employees were putting documents with client information in the trash, which then goes in our dumpster, which, everyone can access that. So trash goes in the trash can, everything else goes in the shredders. Let's see. Security also with Adam, obviously you can access, and then Drake too with Verito, you can access it outside the office for our remote people. Make sure you have your computer, whatever one you're using. One, you close the applications down so that if you have roommates or whatnot, they can't just jump on and have access to thousands of social security numbers. Okay, we don't want that. So make sure your computers have a secure login so that not anybody can just jump on and go. Same way with your phone. If you lose your phone, hopefully you have it. If you have Adam stored as a desktop on your phone, you want to make sure that to log in, not anybody can just log into your phone. Just got to protect all that, our clients' data. In the office, inside office, close applications when you're leaving for the night or your shift. You don't turn the computers off because it's kind of a hassle to turn them back on in the morning. Just close all the applications down, log out. Obviously, the confidential of the clients, don't share that with other people. Hopefully, I don't have to tell you that outside the office, or obviously you can share it amongst your employees, but be careful when you talk because it is a small office. We do have some, even our, individual offices, the doors are open so people can hear. So you might be talking, share like over there, print and assemble, talking to another employee about a client, you think it's humorous and everything. Well, the whole lobby can hear you talk too. So if you want to do something like that, the best bet is probably to go upstairs or in the service window, somewhere away where other clients can't hear. Because if they're hearing you talk about other clients, obviously they're thinking, oh, what are they talking about when I'm not around? So I know you're not intentionally, doing that, but when you talk, it is a very small office and a lot of people can hear, especially, the doors are open for the hallway, which is where our clients are. Client documents, so these are what our clients are filling out. Nothing's really changed. Just minor revisions. We're all set on that. The due diligence checklist and Adam, nothing changed there. Employee schedules, we always try to prepare in advance. And if we take you off the schedule or reduce your hours or ask you to leave, it's most likely nothing to do with you. It's just because, we operate based on the clients dictate our hours for the most part. If we're not busy and we can't find anything for you to do, then we might ask you to leave just because, we can't afford to pay everybody if there's no business coming in. So it's hard to say. We have a pretty good idea when we get busy now because we've been doing this so long. But that's, kind of if we do ask you to leave or we take you off the schedule, it's probably because we just see we're not as busy as we thought we were going to be. Availability, if something changes, please let Deb Porter know so she can change it before we start scheduling appointments under your name. Returning employees, so these are the returners. So we have myself, Ethan, Delaney, Kevin, who he hasn't been here for a few years. He's got 15 plus years. So he's back. Austin took a little year off. He's back. Marcella, Paul, Jeff, Aries. And we got some remote, the rest of the clan here. And then remote preparers, Rick and Eric, these are preparers here. Nicole's a preparer plus a reviewer. Actually, Rick and Eric are going to be reviewing too. And then Sally's a dedicated reviewer. Lexi's going to be helping with the phones, and she's also working on my little Adam mailer project. Job positions. So greeters, out in our lobby hallway. Phones, obviously answering the phone. They're also helping with the homepage. Obviously, you new people probably don't even know what I'm talking about, the homepage, but because we do so many things online, we have a lot of client communication coming through the portal, text, email. You'll get used to that because you'll be doing those type of returns and communicate with the client that way. So they help with that too in between phone calls. And then we have position phone support. So they're going to help with the phones, the homepage, and then also other areas where support's needed. Is kind of fill in the holes when we need help. Service window. So probably have 2 or 3 up there. They're gonna that's kind of like the triage. That's where the stuff comes in. We're gonna kind of manage it as it comes from the home page in, comes to the Dropbox in, or they just drop it off and then kind of put it in the right spot on Atom, and then you guys, the preparers, take it from there. They're also doing the printing, kind of in charge of the printing for remote people. Reviewers, we have both in-house and remote. Tax preparers, in-office and remote. The human resource, also she's in charge of the scheduler, so that would be Porter. If you have any issues, probably go see her. The manager, so it's going to be, I guess, myself and Ethan, and I say Ethan first, Mark second. I'm the last resort, so I don't want them to really know me as a manager. And the reason I just say manager, because I am really managing the overall, and then Ethan's kind of managing the day-to-day stuff. Okay, so I mean, obviously we get feedback, but anyway, so if client comes in mad, he's going to go see Ethan. So they don't even know who Mark is. Okay, don't say Mark's the owner. Don't even say Mark's the manager. Mark doesn't exist unless Mark has to exist. Okay, that's kind of how I'd like to have it played. Marketing. So we try to get new clients in. We give everybody who's a new client a $25 discount. We do not allow double discounting. So if they're getting a discount because Pole Insurance, which is upstairs, car and home insurance. So we have a lot of clients that also have insurance with Pole because I own that one too. They only get one discount, not two. But any new client will get $25 off, regardless of how, even if they saw someone's t-shirt, I don't care. I'll give them 25 off to give us a try, and hopefully then we win them over and they're with us for life. New this year, obviously the new employees don't know what I'm talking about, but declaration page, that's when a client brings in like their insurance policy for car insurance or whatever, we used to give them 25 off if they gave us the opportunity to give them a quote. I've heard complaints about it from my tax employees that it was confusing and time consuming and whatnot. So we're not doing it this year. Hopefully that doesn't hurt the insurance that much. But if they bring a declaration page in, I guess you could say Pole Insurance decided not to discontinue that offering. So don't blame it on X-Tax. Say Pole Insurance just isn't doing it this year. They're taking a break because they're short-staffed. They're only one person up there. So unfortunately, I can't give you the discount for that. Hopefully, it's not a big deal. Our fees, I believe, are already very reasonable. We do a lot for our clients. We're here year-round for our clients. So I hope you guys can at least sell what we offer to our clients without a $25 discount. So I don't want to have to give discounts to save a client. I've already let people go because they wanted to cut the price, and I felt it was fair. And I said, I guess this time that we just part ways. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. Just so you know that I don't like to see discounts on tax returns unless they're approved. One is you guys can just blame it on, the fee is the fee. Okay. It's not like you guys can control the fee. The fee is the fee. So I just want to make sure you guys understand that. I've had some problems in the past where I've seen that. That's why I'm discussing that. But these are the marketing right here: road sign, refer a friend, internet. We're hitting 96.5. We're going to do that again starting the 15th. St. Gerard Bulletin, that's new. Refer a friend for all you guys that are new here. If somebody refers somebody in, I don't even care if they're a client. We give them $25 off, and then we'll send $25 to the person who referred them. And if that person refers 5 people in, we give them a bonus. So employees can do that too. So if you have friends and family that need to get their taxes done, tell them about X-Tax, they'll get 25 off, and then we'll give you 25 for sending them in. Free gifts, if you guys didn't realize, so we give a gift to our clients as a show of appreciation for them coming back. We've been doing this for probably 20 plus years. So some of the clients won't want it, some will want it. The only thing that we, I guess, added to this list from last year is we do have flashlights now. I think we ran out last year. We do not have t-shirts, unfortunately. Those are just gotten too expensive, and storage is not easy for those. But everybody gets a free gift, just so you know that. So you kind of escort them out to the greeter in the lobby, and they can give it, or you can hand it to them yourself, whatever you want to do. The COVID-19, obviously, hopefully that's past us. I know it's still here, but people like to wear masks. I don't have a problem with them. My employees wear masks. Do whatever you feel comfortable with. Clients, they're not required to wear a mask. If they do wear a mask, then I say the preparer should put a mask on, because obviously they're worried. So just grab a mask and put it on. Shouldn't be an issue. If you have trouble wearing a mask, then I guess have that person go to a preparer that can wear a mask. Keep your area clean. Even without COVID, just flu, colds, everything like that. Just wipe down your area. And then if you have trash by your desk, make sure that trash doesn't overflow. Again, we don't really have a dedicated trash person. I mean, we'll do it. It's got to get done, but the more you can help out, the more we appreciate it. Electronic filing. January 29th is the first day officially that the IRS will be accepting tax returns. They're doing what's called hub testing the week of the 15th and the 22nd. So I believe it's like 3 days of that. And I think I sent the message out. That's when the IRS will turn it on and they'll start grabbing our returns. So all the returns we've sent already, they should get processed and we should get an acknowledgement back saying whether they've been accepted or rejected. But the official start date is the 29th. We can electronically file 21, 22, and 23. So we can do 3 years and you go 2 prior years. Federal and state, it's all those 3 years. City, we can only electronically file the current year. So 2020, anything. So if you do a prior year return, please remember to assemble and get ready for paper files. So you have to give them an envelope to mail in. They have to sign. And if you're not sure how to do that, please ask somebody and they'll show you. Refunds, it usually takes 21 days for them to get their refund, possibly as quick as 7 days. So we're not sure. That's how it's been in the past. I'm assuming it'll be the same. Obviously, we have, which I'll talk about in a few minutes, the delays on certain types of returns. Injured spouse forms, that's going to be, I haven't heard if there's any longer delays than the normal, like 16 to 24 weeks. That's already pretty long. Just please let them know that we can do those. We can even take our fees out of their refund, but they're not going to get their refund for a while. Amendments, we can amend electronically 21, 22, and 23. This is for federal and state. We cannot e-file amendments for city. Refund delays, this has been going on for years now, so our clients are aware of it. It's on our result letter. It's posted in our lobby. For earned income credit, additional child tax credit, I think the American Opportunity Credit too. It's been going on for federal. New this year is Michigan. Those are being delayed too. Michigan's actually February 13th, but let's just say the 15th because it's only 2 days. So they won't be processed. The IRS will not begin. They'll acknowledge them, but they won't start actually working on them to issue the refund until the 15th. So those guys don't get their refund until the end of February at the earliest. So our preparers need to tell the clients so they're aware of that when they leave. It is in our result letter, but I don't know if they're reading that. And a lot of them know about this now, but Michigan is new this year for doing that delay. And we talked about that in the tax law video. Pensions, any pensions on the return, Michigan's going to delay those until the 13th before they start processing. So again, they won't get their refund until the end of February. So phone calls will probably be coming in as we start processing these returns because they might say, where's my refund, my Michigan, all that. So again, it's because of these delays that Michigan is delaying it. Amendments, those I'm assuming, I think IRS is all caught up. So let's say 3 to 4 weeks when we electronically file for the amendments. Bank products, I have a video training all on that. Just want to say, we're doing the pre-ex up until January 29th. So once e-file starts, we don't have to do that anymore. As far as I know, Walmart will be cashing these checks if we print a check here in the office, and we might have to verify that, but I'm assuming it's probably $7,500 again, and they're pretty, I don't know, like $6 what they charge, so it's pretty in expense. Our clients know that now. I don't think we're allowed to tell them where to go. They typically know that, but we can. Again, that's just another service. We can tell them to get it cheaper than going to a liquor store or something. Training. So we have the EITC training. I know a lot of you guys have already completed that. Practice problems 20 and 22. Hopefully you guys are through those because we're starting to get busy now. So a lot of the training, hopefully most of you guys are done with training for the preparers and started doing live returns already because we're starting to get busy. And so obviously we're always going to be here to help, ask questions, but hopefully you're done with the formal training. But where it's all located is under ADAM employee training. And I'll go there real quick. So that's right here. So you're probably going to default. In fact, I might switch you guys now. When you log in, you'll default to tax prep. And if you just go up here, the business type employee training, and then everything's right here. It's by employee position where you can watch the videos. And if you forget something or you're like, I'm really struggling in this area, go back. Even if you go back into Drake 2020, I heard people are struggling with the retirement savers credit. If you don't understand, maybe I probably did a poor job training it or explaining it, but go back or ask questions. But obviously if we're doing live returns, don't do this. This would be when there's slow times and there's areas you're struggling. Go back and look at the video, or ask us questions too. E-signing tax returns, this keeps getting, more and more popular where they can e-sign on the portal. So we want to push that. So if we're busy in the lobby, we take their, instead of them waiting, they can go ahead and take off. If we're able to scan it, great. If we can't, we just grab their tax documents and we might do the return. The client or the preparer calls them, goes over it and says, hey, would you like to just e-sign on the portal and you don't even have to come back? So we prefer that because that's one less person going up to our window. So it's less work. So make sure you know how it works. Make sure you know what it is. Make sure you know how to set it up. If you don't, now is the time to learn before we get busy. Just ask if I didn't do a job training it already, because everybody needs to know that, from phones to the service window to tax preparers. Tax law reminders. Everyone watch the tax updates if you haven't done that. Again, that's in employee training. ADAM changes, everything you know about the new ADAM. An office workflow. Again, this is all in employee training. Please watch these. I know even if you've been here for many years, please watch them because nobody knows everything, including myself. So if you think you know it, and then you train somebody else the wrong way, and they train someone else the wrong way, next thing we know, we have a lot of people doing it the way I don't want it to be done. So the only way you'll know the way I want it to be done is to watch the video. So please watch. Customer service. Obviously, I think I go down here. Let me go way down. Where do I talk about X-Tax? So X-Tax is in the service industry. So especially our clients right now, January, early February, they're here to get a refund, and taxes is just part of getting the money, all right? If there wasn't a refund, they probably never would file a tax return. So we're servicing them. We're in the service industry, which means customer service is very, very important. So we really want to focus on that this year. And we've always stressed it. I just, I don't like seeing our clients getting poor customer service. So, please, both it's on the phone, in person, or online, it doesn't matter. So online meaning you're messaging them back and forth. So just as if you're talking to them, make sure the message going back and forth in writing is also good customer service. So obviously you guys know this. I just think I pulled this online. It's the support you offer your customers both before and after they buy our products, which is our tax service. So it's from the time they call, walk in the door, to the time, obviously during tax prep, and then after tax prep. So when they call back again and say, where's my refund? So sometimes people call and keep calling and keep calling and keep calling. So we just, treat them the way you would like to be treated, which is a bullet further down. So we want to go the extra mile. So for our tax preparers, I say don't hassle your clients. And what I mean by that is if we can do their tax return and we don't need the document, it's not required by law. Like for example, the property tax statement, I can look that up. So if you were to tell the client, I need your property taxes so I can do the homestead property tax credit, you got to go home to get that. They don't want to do that. Okay, that's one more hassle. They got to find it if they even have it or go to the township. You can look it up online, which hopefully we all do that. This is just an example of try to make things easy for the client, not hassle the client. The client, we're here because the client is in our office. If the client wasn't in our office, we wouldn't need employees. I would be out of business. So if you think of it that way, and not the mentality that they need us, no, we need them. Okay. So going the extra mile. Also, I know this is going to be hard for our new preparers until they start catching on, and I don't want you to give bad tax. I'd rather you just do the tax return and say nothing than give bad tax advice. But it could be as simple as you look at their W-2, you see they didn't take anything out, and now they owe money. You might want to say, did you know they didn't take anything out? You can go fill out, it's a W-4 form with your employer, and we can actually fill that out for them. I mean, obviously we have to show you new preparers how to do that, but that would be going the extra mile. We're not just doing their taxes, we're actually giving them more service. So that's why we're better than TurboTax, okay? Because we're here to help them besides just doing their taxes. That's what we want to do. And again, you guys are new. There's only so much you can do, but for my returning preparers have been doing this for years, I expect that of you, and then more so, even more so, besides just increase your withholding. I mean, I do tax planning tips with my clients all the time. So if you see something that can help them, I mean, if they're getting hit with penalties, for God's sake, tell them, especially now with interest rates being higher, it's even going to be worse than it's been in, 15, 20 years. So if you see them owing money at the end of the year, most likely they're getting hit with a penalty, and you should see where it is on the tax return so you can advise them. Because I've done a lot of returns where I do the return, I see they're getting hit with a $300 penalty, and I say, are you okay with paying the penalty? Because some people don't care. But they're like, am I getting hit with a penalty? Because it rolls right into their balance due. So they may not even be aware of it. And so the preparer before didn't go the extra mile, which unfortunately was in our tax office, and tell them, hey, you can avoid that penalty if you want to, just make sure you pay enough in. But anyway, it's stuff like that I want you guys to do. And that's what I mean by going the extra mile. And then for the, greeter, and it's not just at the tax prep. I mean, it's for everything, answering the phone, when the client comes through the door, when the client picks up, anything more than just doing your job, I guess, is what I'm trying to do. It increases word of mouth if you do something extra. Right now, service sucks in the service industry where you go anywhere, and usually I go through a drive-through and I'm missing something, or I'm waiting and they don't tell me my food's ready, or whatever. It's across everywhere. So it's not hard to give good customer service because there's so much bad customer service out there. So good customer service goes a long way, leads to new clients. Bad customer service goes even further and will lead to us losing existing clients and potential new clients. So they may not say anything to you as they leave, but I can tell you they're telling their friends. And this is just some more stuff online, professional patients. Just if you follow, treat them, the way you'd like to be treated, and we're good to go. All right. So that's all I ask. So with customer service being said, we're introducing this, which is all tied around, obviously, customer service, the whole thing, the whole big picture. From the time they call on the phone to the time they call back on the phone and ask where's their refund. So, and all the stuff in between. So because we're in the service industry, and because the US is so crazy on tipping, I thought, why not introduce tipping to our tax office? So I've talked to other tax preparers around area, country, wherever, and nobody's heard such of a crazy thing, but that's what makes X-Tax different. So we're going to introduce it this year. So it's already built on the client portal, so we already have that. So anyone who's going to pay with credit card or e-check with his like ACH, they're first going to get a pop-up, and this is what the pop-up's going to look like. So this is a client portal, which I think I may have blown by it in my orientation there. Get to know your client portal, please. Everybody from phone to preparers to greeters to whoever. And I did do a video, I think where it says know everything about new Atom. We briefly do it, but this is what the client sees. So if we're going to try to get them there, you guys should know what it looks like too. So they click on balance due, and then they're going to pay by credit card. And this is what they're going to see. Would you like to leave a tip? So I have it defaulted right now to just 1, 3, 5, and 10. I'm not doing percentages because that could get crazy when we have a $200 fee. This is an introduction. We'll see what happens with the clients. If it's a big turnoff and they get upset with it and think like, come on, you guys are professionals, you shouldn't be asking for a tip, I can turn it off instantly. All right, so it's kind of like this is a trial and error to see what happens. They can custom, they can say no tip. So this is on the portal. So we turned this on a couple weeks ago. Obviously, nobody's really paying yet. They're all doing bank products, so it's all coming out of the refund. So as of right now, we can't do tips for bank products. Haven't been able to figure that out yet because it's kind of hard because it's tied in with Drake. We do have one person did get a tip. I just ran the report today, and it's actually Ethan. So he got our first tip ever. So he may have the first tip. And I know what people give tips all the time, like cash here and there and all that. I'm just talking like a formal tip, like this, like you'd see at the restaurant. So credit card terminals, we're working on that right now. Obviously, new people don't know how they probably haven't processed a credit card yet, but we have a little swiper and it's all done in Atom. So we're working on an integration where we actually will have a terminal, and then the terminal will say, would you like to leave a tip? And again, it would be the 1, 3, 5, and 10 or custom. I don't know when that'll be introduced. Hopefully, it's probably going to be at least 2 to 3 weeks because we have to build the integration into Atom. Again, nothing on bank products. What we're thinking right now is to do a pooling. So take the total tip and then split this 70% preparers, 30% goes to support and management, and then we kind of prorate it based on who's getting the tips kind of thing. So it's all brand new. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to be a flop. I don't know if it's going to be a success. Hopefully it's a success and everyone can make more money. All right, so your hourly rate will be higher than what I tell you it is. Unfortunately for me, as of right now, it's going to be very time consuming to pay out because I have to run it through payroll. So it's probably going to be at the end of the season. Now I don't want anything, don't discount anything to get a tip for yourself. Okay, so don't say like, oh, we normally charge you $20 for this, but I'm going to do it for free. And so, leave me a tip. Please don't do that. Please don't make me do something I don't want to do, which obviously discontinue the whole tip, this whole thing, and then have to come to you and figure out why are you doing this to, So anyway, I don't know if it's going to work. And obviously we have the issue where somebody did the return, they did it, 3/4 of the way through, but the person's missing the W-2, then the client comes back with the W-2, now it's got a different preparer on it. That's kind of why we're doing the pooling. So I don't know the best way to do it because you got too many hands on every client. And it's not just because you did the return. There's a lot of people involved in every tax return that goes out the door. It's not just you doing the tax return. There's a person who booked the appointment. There's a person who scanned the documents. There's a person who printed the documents. It all depends on what the process is, but that's kind of why we're pooling and let everybody share in. If we all do a good job, we all do great customer service, this should be a huge success. So this should be to promote customer service is what, that's what I want to do. So anyway, I'll keep you up to date on this, how this is working, and please give me feedback too. So if these guys are getting turned off, the client's getting turned off, let me know and we will shut this thing down. So it could be a bad idea, it could be a great idea. We'll see. With that being said, that's all I have. So let's have the best tax season ever. I think this is the way I think our tax office is going to run going forward, the way we're set up. I like it. We can work remote, we can do virtual, we can do in person, we can do drop offs, we can handle heavy loads and just have them drop it off. So I think we're at a good spot finally, and Adams, I think, is at a good spot managing all this. So this year, I think will be a nice test to see exactly what is needed and what's not. So I think it should be really good this year. So with that being said, I'm going to end it, and let me know if you guys have any questions.